Today. We're here at Belgium, as you can see, pissing it down with rain. You join us for Division 1, and a little bit different this league this year, as in we have different race types, and this race type is going to be a one-shot quali. So you cannot invalidate, because if you invalidate, that means you start pretty much at the back unless everyone else invalidates. We're going to jump on board with Evan so you can watch him go around. Because we can't watch everyone all at once. So yeah, one-shot qualifying. It's going to be in the rain. Apparently the race is going to start in the rain and it will dry up as we go through, as Evan approaches Eau Rouge. And Evan's actually right at the back. It looks a bit slidey. So everyone might be running a dry setup here, knowing that the race will end in dry conditions. But the race is a 100% race, and that means that we're going to be doing 44 laps, hence the one-shot quali. So we gain the 20 minutes of qualifying back to chuck into the race, essentially. So you can see Evans made his way up to 5th. We've got Nexton in 1st, Zettervall in 2nd. And if you have a look, we'll see how much further ahead Nexton is. It's not easy to get to him, actually. But anyway, we're now with Brandon. Coming down the hill. Nervous round there. If you go wide there, that's pretty much the end of your quali. You can see that the back end really stepping out on Brandon's car here. Don't know whether that's the wet weather or the setup he's gone for, because you want as little wing round here as possible for the straight line speed. But yeah, we're going to start in the rain for the race, and let's let Guna finish the lap. And just kick Sauber. And he's just nudged ahead of him. Let's see if we can get up to Nexton. It might be pretty difficult. Zettervall and Nexton neck and neck. Zettervall might take this. Nexton has really struggled for traction out of that last corner, and Zettervall takes it. 54.231. Nexton with a 54.281. We've got 3 DSQs coming through. Bog being 1, Cav, Benny, and now Riyadh. Melboy is not over the line yet, but he is also not. Has he just finished? Oh, he's in the gravel. But if he can make it back to the, if he can make it back, he will start in 12th rather than right at the back. Oh, as he just retired it. May well have retired it. So just to cover off, Zettervall will start on pole, Nexton in 2nd, Brandon in 3rd. Athanasu pips Guna right at the end there. Romero in 6th, Raleigh at 7th, Evan in 8th, Mikey in 9th, Joe in 10th. We've then got double reserving from Division 2 is in 11th, and the last of the cars that finished. Nelboy didn't set a time, but will finish ahead of the DSQs, which is Riyadh, Barry, Cav and Benny. So flicking over into the race, people are going to have, or the drivers, sorry, are going to have about, depending on how quickly someone wants to click the button, but about 30 seconds to do their setup. It looks like dry conditions, to be honest. But there could be a bit of rain about, and we'll see whether people start on the inters or not. Problem with this track, it's so long. You've got to make a decision early and get it right. If you get it wrong, you're just out there for near on 2 minutes, struggling hard. There might be some times throughout the stream today where it goes a little bit quiet and we just stick on board with one car. You might just have to bear with me. Hopefully that won't happen, but if it does, it is planned. So don't worry, I haven't just run away. Hopefully not too much interruption for the drivers, because it's good to watch your race back. People being quite generous here with the time to do your setups. It's good to see. Sometimes people can go in there and bang the button. You get 30 seconds to try and do everything you need to, because you've got to adjust your tyre pressures, maybe your wings, maybe some of your suspension. So here we go, formation lap. Zettel will lead us away in the Red Bull, and there is visibly... No, they're on softs by the look of it, so a bit of a mix in strategy. I wonder if there's some rain coming early, which is why we can see softs and mediums being run. Double on hards, maybe gambling that the rain won't be too bad and can just stay out. Cav has done the same thing. So yeah, we nip round on the warm-up lap. Let me just sort all my... menus. It's quite a long lap this one, so it'll be a little while for the formation lap to finish. Got Jack trying to out me on YouTube, sitting there in the airport. He must be familiar with that, because he ends up locking himself out of his apartment enough. So why not sit in an airport for a couple of hours and wait for his flight? Ah, right, he's asking me about Lenny Yoro, the guy with a glass foot apparently. Well, if you're asking me for my opinions, bit of a waste of money. 52 million to sit on a medical bench. It's just basically the new Kieran Dyer, isn't he? Pretty relevant. This new era for Man United not going down too well. Call Me Speed has left the session. Must have been late in. Strategy, soft mediums or soft mediums. Not what I was expecting to see, to be honest. There's Zettel properly trying to cover off next in here. They're both pointing to the outside of the track. Why are they... Everyone's doing it. Look at Gunnar, he's proper pointing left. Is that so he gets a good entrance into turn one, maybe? He might fill your Lenny Yoro it into the fucking turn. We'll see. Here we go, lights are on. No DRS for one lap. Lights are waiting to go out. We are out, and next and Zettel neck and neck off the line. Looks like Gunnar's had a good getaway, but the Mercedes has managed to cover him off. Gunnar's going to have a look down the inside, but Zettel safely through. Let's jump on board. Look at the two green machines. There's some wing damage for someone in there. Couldn't see who. Can't see any end plates just yet. Missing. The Merc seems to have got through. The Red Bull's fine. God, it's all just moving too quickly for my eyes. Can't keep up with it all, but here we go. Is that Gunnar? Yeah, Gunnar is side by side with Romero, who must be blasting a bit of ERS. Gunnar's going to have to get out of that one. No way through for him there. And the two Ferraris are at the back of the grid currently. I'm sure they'll work their way through. So Zettel keeps the lead of the race. Next and just behind him, 4.5 tenths back. Athanasou, Brandon, Romero, Gunnar. Mikey in 7th, Evan in 8th, Relly in 9th, Riyadh up to 10th. Joey, Benny, Cav, double, then Nellen, Bog at the back. So Evan is pretty close through this section, probably not an overtaking section. Just let the car roll through here. He's on the soft tyres up against medium tyres of Mike, and that battery recharge from Mike there. If Mike doesn't quite hit his apex, and Evan is now looking all over the back, he has to get out of it. He's on the back of him too early. Let's move up with Guna because he's getting a nice toe down the straight. Oh, and where is Romero going? That was odd. That's going to bring out a safety car, I assume. I mean, nothing even happened to him. I have no idea there, but hopefully that's not going to bring out the safety car. I mean, it's far enough in the wall, out the way. Not sure what the idea was there, if there was one. Looks like Joe and Reliot had a bit of a battle into the final corner, and they are neck and neck. We've got Joe on the outside. I think Reliot is going to get that position, but it means that Joey will be able to tuck in behind, along with Benny. They're moving up the grid. Surely not Joe. Joe's not going to take it up over. He's going to try. That might have been a warning. What's going on here? They've managed to do so well, but look at the overspeed of these cars from behind. Riyadh. Oh, look at that. And Riyadh's actually managed to overtake all of them. And Benny's going to do the same. And Joe's proper burning a bit of ERS to get in front of Reliot. And that's going to be the Mercs corner here, I think. But the McLaren keeps his nose in. He's gone onto the gravel. And he's just about holding his nose in there, but has to give it up in the end. Very aggressive from this little group here. But Benny's going to come back down the inside. They're giving each other room. This is good racing. Very aggressive. Probably costing each other a bit too much time. Benny is, again, given enough space. Good racing from these guys. Watch it from Reliot's view. Oh, we've got to be careful not to get on that. Curbing. Zettervold has moved away. Looks like Nexton has dropped down a place. Athanasu is up into second place now. But that fight has caused Zettervold to get out of DRS. DRS is active this lap. You can just see that Reliot is all over the back of this McLaren. I wouldn't be surprised if we're 3 wide by the time we get to the bus stop. They're all on mediums. They've got Cav just behind. I think Cav was the other one on the hards, him and Double. And Nelboy's got past Double now. And it looks like Reliot was just chucking his nose in, but Benny wants to have a look. And we've got Cav trying to have a look at the back of all 4 of these guys as well. But yeah, it looked like Reliot wanted to throw it down the inside there, but Benny tried to cover it off by making an attacking move on Joe, and it meant that Reliot just had nowhere to go. Evan 4/10 back from Mike. We'll be getting a nice little slipstream, but we've got a car just further up here. Nexton, all over the back of Athanasu, and he's coming back at him. DRS wide open. Athanasu, a bit of a sitting duck. Is Brandon now going to be able to get close enough? Probably not right now. Mikey gets past Guno with a bit of ERS assistance. Just got to make sure that you don't battle too hard and lose the group in front. We've got Benny and Joe going at it again. Taking a narrow line there, Benny. And Reliot is now going to have a little look. Benny tries to cover it off. Makes Reliot think twice about going down there. Just remember, this is a 100% race. Got a long way to go. Athanasu all over the back of Nexton. Yeah, Jackie Boy is just commenting on the tissue that Mike needs up his nose. Nosebleed territory up here in 5th. Bit of a gap in front of him now. Pressure from Guna in behind him. Got Reliot who's all over the bum crack of Benny Buno. But Benny must be burning some ERS now. Quite a narrow line there from Rick. Oh, so there's a little bit of debris chucked up there. Looked like from Joe's car. Shouldn't be any parts of the car anyway. But as we now get closer and closer, we're just going to watch Brandon again, see if we get any DRS overtakes. Again, it's about ERS management. We've got 44 laps to do. And you can't go burning your battery out. Reliot is through on Benny. Where's he done that? The 4-0 Rouge by the look of it. They're going up it now. And Athanasu, Nexton just managed to catch a bit of a snap there. We're just going to move back to Reliot and Benny. Oh, a bit of a touch there. Benny's actually on the soft tyre. Oh, and more nudging. Reliot has to jump out of it there. Is he going to let the Aston through? He's going to have to. So Cav gets through. Reliot gets a bit of a barge there. So nightmare for Reliot, who's now got an Elboy on his back as well. Is Reliot suffering a little bit? Yeah, he's got his wing, so he must be fine. Just getting a bit bullied. Can't take the pressure. Nexton's suffering here with Athanasiou piling the pressure on. And that's allowed Zettervall to get nearly 3 seconds down the road. I think Nexton's really got a pointy car by the look of it. Just see the back end stepping out every time he tries to turn into the corner. Nexton's taking quite a tight line. I think that's just to try and reduce the amount of slipstream that he gives Athanasiou. But look at this, coming at him so quick. Athanasiou patient, and that's where he's really improved. And Nexton doing a good defensive job, just parking his car in the right place, which means that Athanasiou just cannot get through. But yeah, Athanasiou's driving has dramatically improved, I must say. If you can get the strategy right, there's no reason why you can't win race after race. That'll be music to Athanasiou's ears. He comes flying through, but look at Brandon. He's going to have a look at Nexton as well. He goes down the inside. Nexton, a bit of a sitting duck there. Didn't use any of his batteries. So Brandon's through as well. So Nexton down 2 places in a matter of a couple of corners. Looks like Guna's got passed on Mike. That nosebleed is starting to dry up. Familiar territory. We've got some gaps starting to appear a bit further down the field now, which is just going to separate everyone. But if you haven't looked at Sky Sports recently, it looks like West Ham have agreed a deal for Somerville from Leeds. Nice to have a player that looks like he wants to run at defenders. But Boggs told me that Lopetegui, our new manager, is Spanish David Moyes. So he'll ruin him in a matter of about 3 games, I'm sure. So if anyone's team are playing against West Ham and they need tickets, I'm your man. Let me know. So I get 2 season tickets that I probably will not be using if it turns into be another David Moyes. There's a bit of a glitch there. Like that's happened to Joe twice now. You can just see what looks like a load of carbon fibre kicking up, but clearly it's not. Brandon now on the back of Athanasiou, who wants to get up into second, but I think it's a horrible position to be in. The person that's been there recently just seems to get eaten alive. You're almost better just sitting in behind them. Certainly don't waste your battery trying to do it. Brandon is going to get through here. Nexton with his DRS open, not wasting any battery. I think he's smart enough as we get Mikey overtaking Guna. So I wonder if these two could actually be working together a little bit to try and close the gap in front. Let one save battery while the other one goes through, and then keep swapping it round and allow each other to charge. And you just get nice slipstreams down that straight. And Benny Bruno's dropped behind Relic somehow. Got yellow flags. He's further back. He's Cav, he's round. Safety car. Oh, God. This race is long enough without rigging safety cars. Zettervall's lead gone in the matter of seconds. And to be fair, that was nowhere near as bad as what happened to Romero. I don't get why they're bringing a safety car out. But anyway, whilst the safety car is out, I'm just going to mute the mic, so I will be back as soon as the action gets back underway. So Mike, that nose is proper dripping out. He's in the lead of the race. He's got Gunnar right behind him. Evan in third, Reliot. This is because of some pit stops whilst we were waiting for the action to restart. So the two Kicks are now in second and fourth, made really good gains. We've got the Ferrari up into ninth, double up into 10th. And we've got Riyadh who's gone to the back of the grid. I'm assuming that's all to do with pit stops. You can see there, Nailboy and Double at the back didn't pit, and then your top four. And we've got Mike under pressure immediately from Gunnar, who is no stranger to racing and winning and managing these types of positions. As Benny gets past Double early on, Mike takes him back down the hill. So the ones to watch really, Zetterville, who was obviously very, very quick in the lead of the race. And again, he will have used his two different compounds now, so he's got any strategy open to him from here on. And Bog ends up towards the back of the field. Wonder if he's made a bit of a mistake there. Benny picks up a penalty. And there's a gap starting to form just in front of Brandon, and it's this car here, Zetterville, and then between Nailboy and Nexton as well, and that's sort of the lead group, followed by this sort of mid-pack. So the guys that were leading have got to try and make their way through. Brandon's dropped back from Zetterville by about a second. Athanasius actually made his way through. Must be burning a bit of ERS to do that, but important for him not to lose track of Zetterville. Zetterville tries to have a look down the inside of Reliot, but thinks twice about it. And good control of the car there from Zetterville. He just needs to pick his moment, but he will want to do it quite soon so that he can start building that gap up and leave Athanasu to try and deal with these guys. But you've just got to pick your moments. Remember, Athanasu's got to get through them as well. Like I said before, it's a long race. You don't want to absolutely annihilate this battery in there. Zetterville switches to the inside. Reliot's trying to keep it with battery. Zetterville's going to try and keep his nose in. Good driving from both cars here. And the dirty air is very difficult round here. Brandon gets back past Athanasu. So he's gone with Zetterville because he's the one that's going to try and make way back through these four cars, and then we'll watch that battle just behind. So Zetterville really needs to think about where he's going to deploy his battery, and what he doesn't want to do is sort of be a second away from Evan when he gets past Reliot. So we've got some more yellow flags. It's a McLaren that's going to be next, and I think no, it's Benny, but he's got going again, so that shouldn't be a safety car. Right, here comes Zetterville then. Doesn't seem to be burning battery overly hard unless they're both doing it. But he should be close enough by the time we get to this corner. Is he close enough to lunge up the inside? He's not going to. He's going to wait for the DRS because it should be open now this lap. Problem is, Reliot gets it too. The gap behind him is still 1.5 seconds, so he's got no concerns from that point of view as he runs a little bit wide, bit of a Hamilton line, and that's probably going to damage his chances. Let's go back to Nexton then. He's got these two fighting in front of him, and again he'll just want to clear this group and make sure that Zetterville doesn't disappear off. We're a quarter of the way through this race. World safety car ready, Zetterville, here we go, getting closer and closer, not close enough. Brandon and Athanasu going at it again, don't really slow each other down, that's what they want to do. Try and keep hitting into that gap with Zetterville. They need to work together to keep him in touching distance. Gunnar quite close to the back of Mikey here. Wonder if that blood is streaming all over his visor. His nose is in bad shape. Oh, Gunnar, you can see the dirty air just taking away all the downforce on his front wing. Just got to be ever so careful. Here we go, this is going to be time now. Both drivers know how to save battery. Relly is getting closer to Evan. This could get messy. I think Zetterville can see it coming as well, so he's just going to back off and see if Relly will take a little lunge at him. What he needs is a good drive out of this corner. Try and use the DRS to help him out. But you've got Evan that's on the softs just in front. But yeah, still no way through for Zetterville. He's driving really well. Athanasu now actually within a second, so that's good for him. Athanasu picking up the fastest lap of the race so far. So this battle is just about to get even more interesting. Athanasu actually dropped Brandon by a second. That's not good for Brandon. Is he going to have ERS or DRS? Sorry, that's the question. Gunnar, I think, is going to get past Mikey this time. Yeah, he has got the DRS. Here we go then. So Gunnar takes the lead of the race. Zetterville has got past Relliot now, and he's just got to be careful not to run into Evan here. He's had to cut the corner. Is he? Yeah, he gives it back to Relliot. That's got to be very, very, very frustrating for him. He finally did the hard work and had to give it back. Just couldn't get the car stopped in time and was worried about hitting the back of Evan there, so bailed out of it. So good driving from that sense, but again, you can't afford to make those mistakes. It's going to give Athanasu a chance to jump on the back of him. A bit like we saw in the actual F1 at the weekend. Once you're behind someone, it's not easy. And what will be interesting now is whether Mike can keep up with Gunnar. He looked like he ran a bit wide there. Zetterville, you can see, just putting pressure on. He's got so much better grip in those tyres. He just seems that little bit smoother. Rick is making his way around the outside of Evan, so he goes up into third. And Zetterville will want to try and do the same, but he's had to back out of it. Is he going to be close enough? By the time we get down to the bus stop, he's going to back out of it again. I think he's got to try and take a chance down there. Everyone's been well behaved so far, so yeah, get a bit more aggressive. Because Athanasu is there, and he's not afraid to overtake, so Zetterville, you better get on with it. Or your boy Athanasu's coming for you. Now, is Mikey interested in taking the lead of this race again? And my answer here is going to be yes. Doesn't lead many laps, so take them when he can. But I wonder if these two are just trying to use each other to, like I said before, propel themselves along. Zetterville finds his way past Evan, and so does Athanasu, and that's what Zetterville really needs to be careful of. And look how it's brought Zetterville back in to that leading pair who are trying to DRS their way away from everyone. Relliot's managed to join the back of them. Zetterville and Athanasu are here for fun as well now. Bog at the back of the field, double just in front of him, with Cav just in front of him, and then with Melbourne in 12th. Benny back in 11th, only 2 tenths away from Riyadh in 10th. Other than that, most of the action's ongoing up front. Gunnar again, just making it look like he wants to have a go, but I think he's a bit more sensible than trying to take through this area of the track. Zetterville all over the back of Relly, and look, you just see how much more speed Zetterville wants to take through there, and he can't. But anyway, this is the point. That's the exit that you need to get right, because you really want to try and break into this gap as you come down here. But he seems to be quite content with just being right up behind him at this point, and then trying to do it in the next DRS zone, not the pit straight, the one after. And he might actually have a chance here, but I don't think he's going to burn too much battery. And if he's not burning battery, it's sensible. Because when you get past, you're going to want to try and get away. But again, just maybe give himself a bit more of a gap to allow the momentum of the car through so he can get a better exit. But here we go. He's closing in on Relliot dramatically this time, and he's going to go round the outside. That's going to be easy pickings. Is he going to catch up to the back of Gunnar? He's burning some of his ERS, but not enough to get him side by side. He's just going to have a wait around there. What about Athanasu then? It's your turn now. And we've got Nexton on Evan just behind this. Nexton doesn't want to get detached here, so going to need to try and make something happen. As Mikey is just weaving around out there to try and get rid of any drag. Zetterville nice and close. Let's watch it from Athanasiou. You can see all of the cars ahead of him. Oh, and Guna gets a bit out of shape there. Surely that's Zetterville now. Yeah. Zetterville is now after Mike. Guna coming back at him. Will Guna have a little go at him into the bus stop? No, he won't. Look at Athanasiou just in behind this group. Right now, I would not be placing bets on who is going to be leading into that. The end of the next DRS straight. I've got no idea. I'm going to put my money on Zetterville wanting to get round Mikey here and allowing Mikey, Guna and Relic to hold up Athanasiou. Athanasiou will pick them off one at a time. But Zetterville, this is key. I think he needs to get round him now. And you can see he is gaining quite heavily on Mikey here. And now, next he gets past Evan. So Mikey drops into second. Athanasiou, importantly, doesn't get past the green machines. So that's huge for Zetterville, because you can see he's nearly broken that second gap already. Athanasiou now knows he's got to get through. He knows he's got to get it done as soon as possible. Oh, this is a long old race and I'm not even driving it. Oh, that's got to be a warning for Elliott there. Carrying momentum out of track limits. And Mike backing up the field to allow Zetterville to run free. And I reckon these guys out in front are struggling a bit with tyre wear. It's been 15 laps. Some of these guys came in for fresh rubber. Athanasiou's got to crack on now though, because that gap at the front is just getting bigger and bigger. Oof, he's actually nudged Relic round the corner there. Nexton's now joined this pack. Mikey leads the train. Nexton with the Hamilton line. Take it wide to try and get a good exit. And Athanasiou, I think, is going for this now. He knows he's got to get it done. He's got to get it done soon. His DRS is being empty. He's not going to get past the both of them. But Relic's going to try and stick in there. It's been some good racing up here, and Athanasiou's got the inside line now. Surely he gets this done. He has pushed Relic out a bit wide there. Not sure it was intentional, but there was some contact. And Relic now looking a bit frustrated by Nexton. All is well that ends well, as I say. Maybe didn't end well for Relic, but still in the race. So Nexton, Athanasiou and Zetterville are the ones on the newer rubber. Mikey, Guna and Relic are on their starting tyres. Guna is making inroads into Mike now. And this is the battle for P2. Zetterville is off. I think only a safety car is going to bring him back. Athanasiou's only cleared one of the three cars as needed to, and all this time that he's going to be sat behind them, Zetterville is going to have a clear air and should just be able to drive away. Mike's run a bit wide there. So does Guna get a run at him? He does. And I wonder if these two just make the track as wide as possible, just to stop Athanasu getting through, really. But Athanasu not close enough anyway. They've then got Nexton just behind as well. It seemed like it's been a pretty difficult track to overtake on, unless you're getting DRS and DRS assistance. Oh, Athanasiu's run wide. That'll be a warning, I assume, unless he's managed to get himself out the throttle. Mike and Duna, I think, starting to struggle on those tyres, 17 lap old. The rain's not materialised. Nexton gets onto the gravel. Reliot will be looking to have a pounce at him now. Nexton flashes a bit of DRS there, I think. So bringing back up to top speed. 4 seconds to gap out in front now. Mike all over the back of Guna. Is he going to have a look? He pulls out of it. Guna then ends up taking the corner wide. Mike's going to get a better exit here. He's going to get DRS as well. Probably doesn't want to do it right now, unless he wants to use DRS to get ahead of him. He's going to wait. Not for a Rouge, surely. It's a Mikey thing to do. It's a Mikey thing to do. Come on. Shuck it down the inside of a Rouge. Go on, son. Follow him. But here he comes. Got Athanasu, who's absolutely going for it. He's going to get both of them here. Easy as that. Just blast a bit of ERS, get around both of them. Mike is going to try and fight position. He's not lined up to be able to do that. Athanasu controls the car nicely, and that was important. Should have done it 2 or 3 laps ago, really. You've now got Nexton, is the next car that needs to get through and clear. These guys that have not pitted yet. Mike is in the lead of that group. Guna and then Reliot. And Nexton slap bang in the middle of them. Where's the next safety car coming from? I mean, we have got double out here still. He loves to battle Bog, but Bog has overtaken him. Cab's had a mistake in him today, but Benny's been pretty fighty. He's not far from Evan. Maybe that's the next safety car. In fact, that's getting quite close. He's going to do it on straight. Evan tucks in. Can Evan have another look at him at the bus stop? Oh, that's close to a warning. Let's just join back with Brandon, actually, because Nexton's got an important phase coming up right in front of him. We'll be able to see it from Brandon's car. Nexton needs to try and get out of the sandwich. Picks up a 3-second penalty. Mikey runs very, very wide. Athanasiu's managed to clear Mikey by, well, it's going to end up being 2 seconds after this absolute butchery. No idea what Mike's doing here. He's all over the place. Looks like he's had a stellar. Oh, look at that. Nexton's got Reliot down the inside. Reliot's not really leaving him much room, but Nexton is going to get the inside line and Reliot is off. He's managed to survive, but I think he was pushed off there. I think, to be honest, I think Reliot did squeeze Nexton and he probably felt, well, next corner, if you're not going to give me room, mate, I'm going to make sure that you only have one car's width. And that's ended up with Reliot being in the gravel. We have 4 tenths away now. Reliot needs to try and close that gap to Brandon to make sure that he gets the DRS. He's not going to on this lap by the look of it. Riyadh taking a very strange line here. Little Mike in all of that. Stays in front of that pack. Athanasiu 4.5 seconds behind Zettervall. He's cleared Mike by 2.5 seconds. But this group just in front of Riyadh really is the group that have been fighting the longest. Next in this time, surely. Huge overspeed. He's going to be neck and neck. I think he would have wanted that done earlier, and he decides to pull out of it actually. Gunnar again getting a bit slidey on those tyres. Mikey again running wide. Those tyres are obviously getting away from him. We're nearly at half race distance. Mike runs wide. That's going to be potentially a warning. Guess what? 5 seconds clear now. Mikey recharging some battery. I wonder if Nexton's saving his battery or whether he's just got a lot more wing. It's just giving him some drag down the straights. Doesn't seem that quick in a straight line. Nexton's going to try and line up a good exit though onto this pitch straight, but doesn't really get one. He is going to have a pop at Gunnar though. Will he do it into turn 1? No, not yet. Next time. Up, Eau Rouge maybe. Comes, he did this last lap, turned his battery off too quickly. Whoa, and there goes Brandon round the outside, and Nexton's actually going to end up losing a place. Oh no, he's not, because Gunnar has had to pull out of the with a bit of contact there. So Nexton does get through, but suddenly has Brandon in front of him. So Brandon now going to be attacking little Mike, who just looks like he's got absolutely no grip anymore. Oh, Brandon getting on the curb, and it wanted to chuck his car out. He saved it well. Athanasiu's made a little bit of done a bit of damage to Zettervall's lead. Nothing major. 3 or 4 tenths. The gap to Mike is increasing. Brandon maybe needing to recharge a bit of battery for now. Will Brandon have a go at Mike up here? This is where he's had a lot of success today. He's looking pretty close. I dare say this will get done. Depends how hard Mike wants to fight it. Does he want to drain a bit of battery? It doesn't look like he's going to. That's not bad fighting. He's through. Nexton's too far back from Mike. Riyadh is now up into 6th. Gunnar's starting to move backwards a little bit here. So is Relia. I wonder if they're struggling with tyre wear. We're half distance now. Riyadh trying to join this group with Nexton. I think Riyadh might have pitted. Let's have a look. He has pitted. So he's benefited from these guys getting trapped behind the likes of Gunnar, Relia and Mike. Nexton is the next car to have a go at Mike. Brandon will want to be a second clear by the time Nexton manages to find a way. Mike is properly struggling now though. and he's Brandon's nearly cleared Mike by a second. So he has now. So Mike next needs to try and get on with this, but he's just not looked very good in a straight line, and he's got pressure from Riyadh behind. Which is not what he needs right now. Is absolutely flying, takes to the grass to get past Nexon. Is he going to have a go at Mike as well? He is. He must have a lot of battery there, and Mike's going to try and fight it. A bit of a bash of wheels there. Oh, and Riyadh's been spun there. Oof. I think Mike might have been carrying a bit too much speed. I mean, he was trying to defend the place. Nexton has come back on the track just in front. I'm going to say Mike probably should have left a bit more room there, potentially, but I don't know. We'll let the stewards decide on that one. We'll have to go back and have a look at it. He controlled it beautifully through the first phase of it, but I think then, just because he needed the speed, may have just overshot. But I would need to have a look at the replay. It was just my initial thoughts. Maybe Riyadh might have squeezed him a bit. Not sure. We'll have to watch it from both of their angles later. What that has done, sort of spread the field out a bit, which means that we could have half a race of just watching cars drive around Spa. These two are brothers, so probably not going to fight hard. Then we've got two more teammates here. I don't think they've been a party together. But Benny's made his way up, and we've got a pitter. That's Guna going in. What's he going to go on to? Currently on the mediums. This will be his first and probably only stop. Will he go on to the hards? Will he go on to the softs? Or inters? Goes on to the softs, so he thinks he can get the soft 20 laps then. Let's go back to this battle here. Benny getting ever closer to Guna's brother Elliott. Going to go for the outside line and gets it done. No fighting there, and we've got Riyadh coming back at Nexton again after the incident at this very corner. Actually, just one lap ago, Nexton getting squeezed by Riyadh there. So, well, yeah, I think we're just going to have a look at if you judge it from what Riyadh did or the line he took there, he should have been given a bit more space to Nexton there. So, Riyadh's lost it. So he's out, but I think Nexton is safe. And that's a virtual, and his car is right in the middle of the track. Oh, anyone else coming down the hill? Cav, but he's going to see him. Evan next. Car's gone. Okay, so virtual. Doesn't look like it's getting upgraded. That's really hurt Guna. But I think the virtual might be gone by the time the leader gets towards the pits. But let's join Zettervall. Is he likely to pit here? I mean, if it was a full safety car, absolutely. I think he might as well take the chance. Yeah, why not? Come in and get some new rubber. It could leave him, I reckon, projecting behind sort of next and near Joe, maybe? But again, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these people come in. I mean, we've got Athanasu staying out. Brandon staying out. Mike staying out. I'm surprised Mike's staying out because he hasn't pitted yet, has he? But I tell you what, Zettervall's still in the pit lane. And he is going to come out just behind Mike, so that's not bad for him. And the virtual is still out there. We've got Relia and Cav in the pits. Has Mikey pitted yet? I think that's insane. I don't know why he's not come in there. I have no idea why. That was a cheap pit stop. And he's already under attack. Sorry, no. Benny is attacking Zettervall. very aggressive, Benny, in his driving. Zettervall will know that he doesn't really need to race him. He's got fresh rubber there. Doesn't need to go hard at him right now. The race will come back to Zettervall. Really, the only battle on track, other than Evan and Guna, really. But you can see Guna, that virtual safety car really hurt him. Now down in 9th. I like the way Zettervall's driving today. He's been really patient with his overtakes. The only issue he's got here is that the longer this takes, the longer Athanasiou has to get out in front of George Russell him. So, although Benny will be burning a ton of battery, you know, in Benny. So he can just use him to keep hold of his battery and claw his way back into the likes of Mike. Then he'll have to catch Brandon as well. I do think the change of tyre will be worth it by the end of the race. Especially if you can get some clean air. I don't think there'll be any rush to get past Benny unless Benny's dramatically holding up. Guru gets in the fastest lap of the race. Okay, I might be lying because Zettervall is coming, but I think Benny's trying to do the same thing to the car. Benny's flashing already. Zettervall knows to leave a bit of room there because Benny's going to want to have a go, but this will not work free wide, and Zettervall has now hit Mike, and that's let Benny through. And that one is on Zettervall, unfortunately. Just as I was praising the way he was driving, I mean, trying to take that tight line and then keep your head, Zettervall. Keep your head, mate. Keep your head. Driving well. Oh, Benny gets a 10-second corner cut. Where? Zettervall's really got to keep his head now. He's still fine. He's in a good position. He might get a penalty from the stewards for that one. No damage done though. Not like Mikey to be controversial around here. Mike is on ridiculously old tyres. He's been on since the start of the race. Zettervall might not know that from inside the cockpit. I'm still baffled that Mike didn't pit. Zettervall will have Mike easy here. So give yourself a nice bit of gap. Oh, Mike's really run wide. Zettervall's just going to take that. Surely, unless they're going to go, they're not going to go too wide up here, are they? No, Zettervall's through. So that's good for him. He had to get through. It's just whether Mike's going to try and come back at him here. And knowing Mike, he will be sweating under that helmet and a bit angry about the last lap. So he's going to try and come back. He's going to get the outside. Zettervall is not going to be able to defend it. So yeah, Mike's scrubbing his tyres. But Zettervall's going to try and move around the outside. Gets pushed there from Mike. That's a bit aggressive. But there was the car width there. And I think Zettervall started to get a bit rattled here. Nexton's right on the back of these two now. And this pit stop might just have cost Zettervall now, because Mike is, well, more so the tap on him originally, because it's now meant that Mike's going to get his shoulders out no matter what. Zettervall just needs to be careful. He will pick Mike off. Mike's just got no grip left in those tyres, so he's just got to be patient. Look how quickly he's catching him around these corners. You can hear the McLaren of Nexton right behind him. This next corner's a big one. Get a good exit out of here. Here we go. Perfect. Mike might burn a bit of battery here, so just tuck him behind. Let him waste his battery. That's fine. That's fine for Zettervall. Let him drain it. There you go. He's turned it off. A little bit of tap there. Got to be careful, Zettervall. Like, just keep your distance for now, and then create enough of a gap to go up Eau Rouge and attack him in a moment. on, he's had a look early. That's, yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's going for the overtake there, but sensible to let him go, pick up the DRS, and just get him by the end of the straight. He's already on his back, and Mike's got no grip here either. Now this is your chance, and you will do it cleanly. Just use a bit more of your battery. Don't scrimp on it, just get it done. There we go, perfect. He's through. Nexton's going to have a look, and Mike has got previous at this corner. That's much better racing. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Nexton and Mike, that time. Two brothers, a bit further back. Really plowing him off the track. And I must say, it's looking a bit more cloudy around here. Is the rain later than expected? Or am I going blind in my old age? Right, Zestel's back with Benny. Zestel's got a lot of work to do. Pit stop in the end. I mean, I didn't mind it at the time, but the amount of time it's taken for him to get past Mike costing him the race, because he might even end up getting a pen coming his way if the stewards deem him to have been too aggressive. Zettel's back out a little bit there. And there is rain. You can see it coming down. So, knowing there was rain on the forecast, that was a bad pit stop from Zettel. Unless that's why he did it. He didn't think it was going to be heavy enough, and actually the dry tyres, he needed fresh dry tyres. And we're about to see who's been practicing in the rain and who hasn't. Gunnar has been overtaken by his brother Elliot. Nexton now with some pressure on the back of Mike, and Mike on tyres bolder than Bog's head. Drivers just happen to be a little bit more careful now. Might be some patches of the track with a little grip. But this is where I was saying earlier, just before the race started, and there are a couple diving in the pits, you've got to get these decisions right. And that is Mikey in, and I wonder if he'll go in for inters. This is where you've got to get these decisions right, because if you get stuck out there and it starts to hammer it down, then you're in big trouble, because you've got to limp your way back to the pits. If you come in and it doesn't rain hard enough, and honestly, the way that the rain is right now, it's not hard enough to come in for inters, but you've got to think, you've got another 2 minutes to get round the track. Let's go with Antonatu. I think it's right to stay out another lap based on the way the rain's coming down right now. But things can change over the course of a lap. By the time Mike gets round there, it might be the right decision. So I think the guys that are staying out currently are going to benefit. As long as you can keep the tyre temps up and there isn't any standing water there, then you're good. You're golden. And it looks like Zettel is now starting to eat into Brandon's lead. Under 2 seconds now, so Zettel, the extra grip for Zettel, and we've got some yellow flags, and it's an Aston Martin, but I think he's got going again, he has. So we're all good. And I think there is another lap in this for the, and again, I can't hear the weather report, so I have no idea how heavy they expect this to get, but the way the track is right now, there's another lap in it, but Athanasiu's not going to risk it. Brandon on the hards, I would imagine, is not going to risk it. Zettel is going to risk it. Good. Nexton is not going to risk it. Okay, Zettel, the guinea pig then. And this could regain him the lead of the race. The big question is, can Mikey get out in front of Athanasiu? If Mikey gets in front of Athanasiu, then him pitting early was the right call. Mikey's just coming down the pit straight. Yeah, I think it was a bit early. I mean, yeah, he's got back there, but that has bunched that group up a little. So, no damage done for Mike anyway, so he'll be happy with that. But Nexton is right on his bumhole. Oh, and look at Zettel, it might be a lap too long. Looking at this now, and this is what I mean by things can change very, very quickly. And suddenly you can start losing a lot of time. And you can see Athanasiu seems to have a little bit more confidence. 2 tenths, 3 tenths gained on him so far. This lap 4 tenths now. So yeah, Zettel probably was out there a little bit too long. I didn't mind the gamble. I don't think Zettel's done a huge amount wrong. He's just been on the wrong side of the decision so far. But there are moments where Zettel is gaining some of that time back, so it is right on the cut-off, I think. I don't think either decision was wrong. It just depends how safe you want to play it. One thing I do know is Zettel is not going to come out in the lead of the race. I imagine he's going to come out about 4th. I suppose what it did allow Zettel to do though was just to make sure it wasn't going to get any heavier quicker, and he could have come in for full wets, but you can see Athanasiu's just about to come around and take the lead of the race. I imagine that Brandon might not. This is going to be close. This is going to be close, but I think Brandon's going to get it. But I think that has helped Zettel. I think that was worth it for him. The gap was 8 seconds and 2 seconds, so actually, yeah, he's done well from that. 1.5 seconds, so yeah, maybe it was the right call. Well done, Zettel. But that's what I mean by it's right on the crossover. It's not like he's gained a huge chunk. Mikey's managed to clear Nexton, so Mikey's having more fun in the rain than Nexton so far. It's jumbled up the back order a little bit. Joe is up into 6th, Reliot is 7th, then we've got Benny and Evan. And if you remember, Goonie and Reliot were battling each other on track. Nailboy in 11th, Cav, Bog and Double. "12 laps to go." A little bit of rain. I was expecting this rain at the start, not towards the end. As you can see, Brandon looks like he's drifting a wee bit. But they're not eating into Athanasiu's lead. If anything, then Athanasiu's opening up a little bit. And as I say, that comes down by 2 tenths. So I look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Cheers. Athanasiu. I wonder if he's had a moment through there, but look, Zettel is struggling as well. So, not easy conditions. This race is far from over. There's not many battles going on, if I'm honest. So Mikey didn't pit until the rain, which I thought was a little bit absurd, but I tell you what, he's made it work, hasn't he? Fair play to him. And I think DRS has been turned off. I didn't see the message come up, but the lights are on, so that must mean DRS off, which means you've got to be even better battery managers. Tiny bit of standing water. Athanasiu's opened his gap back up. Wonder if he's got less wing. Here comes Zettel then. It's just battery versus battery now. A bit of slipstream assistance. Zetterville is through. We're just going to book this round because... Oh, and Zetterville's run wide. Not badly enough for Brandon to get back, but we'll switch it round. There's not really anything else on track to look at. Maybe Benny and Reliot. Yeah, Benny's actually gaining on Reliot quite a bit. But it looks like that's because it was down the straight. Rain's starting to get a bit heavier now. Well, you can see struggling. Brandon's dropped out of what was the DRS range of Zetterville, and Zetterville is starting to reel Afanasu in a little bit. But we'll stick on with this battle just because it's the closest, they're the closest cars on track. And here it goes, Benny. On Ricky boy. The rain is sorting the men out from the boys, and Rick is really struggling. Getting considerably wet out there. Rick is proper drifting around these corners. But whilst we're watching this drift battle go on, Joe is actually catching the back of Nexton here, who seems to be struggling in the rain. Zetterville continues to eat into that lead of Afanasu. Nexton trying to cling on round the outside, both being pretty fair in their battle, but Joe just gets a bit nervous there, nearly ploughed him off the side of the track. Zetterville really starting to eat into this lead now. We've got 9 laps to go. This is the only real battle on track currently, so we'll stick with it. Joe. Is he going to have a go at Nexton? Oh, he's tried to... Oh, again, he's just drifting. We've got some yellow flags. It's Cav again down the pit straight. No one else around him. That should be fine. He's moving again. Joe managed to get past on Nexton, but I'll tell you what we are going to do. Just going to jump to Zetterville. He's been chewing into Athanasiu's lead for a while, and it's now within the second. So we're just going to watch him, and he's under a second already. Athanasiu must be struggling out here. They've got a big gap to Brandon, so been watching a lot of the Olympics, so this is for gold and silver. Anyone managed to watch the triathlon earlier? Is this a bit of the Yees? Wilder just went running off, run out of steam, and Yee come back right at the end to nick the gold. Is that Zetterville today? We will see. We're still in front of Nexton as it stands. Not really any other battles on track, so this is all about Zetterville and Athanasiu probably for the next 6 laps, unless something crazy happens. laps to go. And we're going to have this battle. Zettervall side by side. Athanasiou's going to be desperate to keep this because he knows he's not as quick. And they're just got to be careful. They're going to be Athanasiou picks up a 3-second penalty for running wide there, and that's Zettervall is going to enjoy seeing that. He doesn't even have to overtake him anymore. And he knows he's quicker. So just don't get involved. Just stick with him. 4 more laps. Just gone out the throttle a little bit. He's just trying to time this right. The rain's getting heavier. It might actually be full wet territory, and Zettervall is going to have a go into the bus stop this time. And he was already slowing the car down, and Athanasiou had to really stamp on the brakes. Zettervall is through now, and it would just be interesting to see whether he can pick this gap off. Let's watch it from Athanasiou's point of view as Bob picks up a 3-second time penalty. And it looks like we've got Evan, Nexton and Benny a bit further down the field having a little bit of a battle, but this is for the win. We're going to stick with it and see if Athanasiou can close that gap and maybe even try and force Zettervall into getting a penalty. That's what he's going to need. Mikey and Benny having a battle. Joe's got past Benny. So a bit of a 3-way battle. Mikey coming out on top for now. We've even got Nexton just in behind it as well. But it looks like Zettervall is going to run away with this now. So let's watch this battle in the midfield. 2 laps to go. Mikey's still in front of this pack. Joe trying to find a way past Benny. Next seems to be dropping back a little bit, but the fighting is keeping him close. The rain is so hard now. I think really it's probably full wets, but no one can afford to take the time lost to come into the pits. See, Mike is drifting. Just thinking about it, actually, Zettervall had an incident with Mikey earlier, and if he gets penalised for it, he's going to want a 5-second buffer, and he's got it at the moment with the 3-second penalty for Athanasiou. So we'll keep an eye on that. It doesn't mean that he's going to get a 5-second penalty, but I think it's likely based on what happened. Benny on the back of Mike now. And Benny's full sent that up Eau Rouge. Mike has almost parked his car in the middle of Eau Rouge so he couldn't get through. Not intentionally, of course, just didn't want to lose the car. Here comes Benny then. Is Mike going to hold? They're both round. Mike, did he squeeze him? But look at that, he's caused an issue just behind for Joe, and Benny's back on the gravel. Again, not sure whose fault that was, but Mike involved again. It's probably the 4th time for him round there now. I'm sure he will be in the chat later saying how he was crystal clean. Yet he was involved in it 4 times in a row. Something smells a bit dodgy around there. Joe's now got to have a crack at him. Look at this. 3 car. Oh, no way. No way. Oh, they've all hit. They've all survived, but they've all hit. Nexton is the one that comes out in front of the group. Jeez, they were on a straight. How have they all collided? I mean, they were looked like they were 3 wide. Not 3 wide, but 2 cars next to 1 car. Bumper to bumper. Be interesting to see if anything comes of that later on. Didn't catch all of it, just saw that there was a bit of a mess going on. Google picks for penalties down in 10th. Double on 9 seconds. So can Mike keep this 4th place? I think as long as he can survive this straight. He's pretty good at managing his battery. Benny gets past Evan, so the McLarens come out on top of that event in the end. Joe really drifting around these corners now. A well-earned 4th place if Mike can keep this, but again Joe's just gone in a bit hot. You can see how much slipperier it's getting here. The standing water's just getting heavier and heavier. The racing line is only just there really. Here comes Joe, he's having a pop. Oh, Mike's just not going to leave him room there though. So, not this corner, the one following this corner. And sorry, Zettervall's crossed the line already. Flipping heck, didn't see that coming. Athanasiou is going to come over in 2nd. Bit of a gap back to Brandon. I want to try and get back to that Hayward battle if I can. But Brandon will come over the line in 3rd. Let's from Joe. Oh, he's too far back surely. Mike does manage his battery pretty well, and he's just been able to pull away. I think Joe was trying to mount that attack down the hill. But Mike is going to come over the line, unless he does something stupid out of this last corner. He's going to come over the line in fourth, a well-earned fourth place for him. Didn't pit too early. Joe comes over in fifth. We've then got Nexton, followed by his teammate Benny, but he gets jumped by Joe because of the penalties, I assume. Evan in seventh. Benny then ends in eighth. We've then got the two Kicks green machines coming round now. These two have been together most of the race. Any team orders? No, we're just going to go in. Just going to finish the way we finish. So that's the points done. We've then got Cav being followed by Nell. Not for points. Who's this coming over? Is that double? Double. Ah. So Cav and Nell boy, and then Boggy boy, still in sector 2. Might go make a coffee. Come on, Bob. Burn the battery, mate. Oh, that's a penalty, surely. Nexton's come through as a DNF. Don't know why. He crashed on his in-lap. We'll have the standings before that anyway. Bob comes over the line then. Well done to him. Well, it was a good sort of opening spell of the race. The second race started to dry out a little bit. We had a bit of fun in the middle. And then a good chase down from Zetival, who looked like he might have made some bad decisions, but the weather helped him out, saved him. And there we have it, Zetival, top of the pops for today. So Zetival in first, Athanasu in second, a good race from him. Brandon did well too, there in third. Mikey, a big mover for today. He did really well with his strategy, had quite a few incidents, but we'll see what the stewards say. We've got Joe in fifth, Evan in sixth, Benny in seventh, Relia in eighth, and in fact actually Nexton needs to be in there somewhere. I think he was actually fifth, so everyone else will jump down a spot. Relia in eighth but ninth, Guna in 10th, Cav, then Nell, Bog, and then double. Last of the finishers, we had a couple of DNFs. Romero weirdly out of nowhere just crashed, and Riyadh, yeah, not so great either. But anyway, a good race. Well done to Zetival. Kept his headed for the majority of it. But until next week, we'll see you then.